Hi everyone, I'm Stevy and welcome to my presentation. So in Search Magic, we recently took over a new client, a large e-commerce website that sells furniture both for businesses and homes. And we started doing a technical audit there. And what I found in Google Search Console, it really scared me. So I have a question for you guys. Have you ever seen a sitemap like this, or have you ever been into a position to fix a sitemap like this? Heads up. Yay, perfect, perfect. So 1 million no indexed pages inside the sitemap. Google Search Console reported that these pages were discovered currently no indexed and crawled currently no indexed. And to my point of view, that means that Googlebot completely ignored the majority of the URLs inside the sitemap. I did a further research there to find out what are the patterns of these no-indexed pages. And I found out that there were pages that turned to 404, pages without a proper canonicalization structure, pages with complex URLs with parameters and numbers, orphan pages as well as thin content pages, many out-of-stock product pages, and massive duplicated pages. And by the way, this is a real case. So that was me while I was trying to find a solution on how to optimize this messy sitemap. Today, I'm going to share with you my top strategies on how to work on optimizing sitemaps for large e-commerce websites. I'm going to talk about on how to save crawl budget, how to handle no-indexed pages, as well as how to handle massive duplicated pages. And I will talk about on how to minimize the errors that Google Search Console reports. So let's start. Number one, hierarchy and organization inside the sitemap. Group URLs inside your sitemap in a way based on product types, based on category types, based on brands, or any other page types that make sense for you and are important. Use an hierarchical structure that mirrors the navigation inside your website, and also don't forget to add inside your sitemap your homepage and your blog posts. I see that happening very often, so I need to say it. Sub-sitemaps. We know Google that has a limit of 50,000 pages for a sitemap, so consider of splitting them into smaller sitemaps, again, based on products, based on categories, based on blog posts. This will make your sitemap easier to update, to manage, and to crawl. And if your website supports more than one languages, make sure that you have created a separate sitemap for the URLs of each language and do not stuff them inside in one single sitemap. Number two, well, the indexation in e-commerce website is always a headache, a huge pain point. So in order to make my point of view here clear, I will start with a hypothesis. Let's say that we have a sitemap with 100K product pages, 5K category pages, and 20K subcategory pages. I will submit this sitemap in Google Search Console, and after a while we noticed that only 50K pages are indexed. What about the other 70K pages? What is going on there? So here you have two options. Either you're going to wait like this guy for Google to index those pages, and this probably will never happen, or you make a research, you find patterns, you take action, and you start optimizations. So in that case, my first step is to identify the patterns of these no-indexed pages. Categories and subcategories with thin content, meaning categories and subcategories with one product or zero product at all. In that case, consider of merging them with relevant categories inside your website so you can minimize the URLs of your website. And as for the zero product categories and subcategories, do you need them? Do you still need them? If you don't, completely remove them from the site and from the sitemap. Duplication. So try to fix all the different kinds of duplication that you may find in your website. Starting from your non-canonicalized URLs, you need to come up with a strategy on how to set canonical tags, and keep in mind that, especially in e-commerce website, the self-referencing canonical tag is not always a good solution. URLs that have the same path and the only difference there is probably the ID number of the product or a word. Well, this is difficult for Googlebot to identify which of the two URLs I'm going to promote for indexing. So again, here you need to come up with a strategy on how you are going to structure the URLs. Make sure that the redirection from www version of the URL to non-www version redirects correctly, and vice versa. As for the URL structure, again, it's recommended to use only lowercase letters. But if you replace some lowercase letters to uppercase letters, make sure that the redirection to the lowercase letter URL works correctly. Also, if you have chosen your URLs to end with a trailing slash, make sure that when you remove this trailing slash manually, the URL redirects to the trailing slash version. Let's talk about thin content pages. Product pages with zero content, meaning only the title and the image of the product. Product pages with duplicate content, probably copied by manufacturer, and in this case, my website and other thousands websites have the same product descriptions. And product pages with description less than 50 words. Well, here, you should be very selective on what are you promoting for indexing and what you are working on for indexing, because Google is not going to index your whole website. So, make a list of your top products, let's say your top 2,000 or 5,000 products, and start implementing manual optimizations, meaning start crafting unique and compelling content to metadata, to the product description, add unique images, unique alt text, and also add trusted factors in the product page. On the other hand, make also a list of your non-high priority products and try to improve them gradually. Of course, once you have finished with your top products, try to improve them gradually, or you can also set a no-index tag and remove them from sitemap. Add in your website only the preferred versions of the products. Okay, let's talk about out-of-stock products. 90% of the business owners do not know how to handle out-of-stock product pages. Why we care for that? We care for that because Googlebot might treat them as soft 404 pages, and there is a huge possibility to drop them from the results, from the search results. And this is a pain point. This could be a disaster in large scale. So here again we have two paths. Should we keep those pages indexed? Should we keep them no indexed? Well, the answer is not clear, but we need to make a research. If we have products that are permanently out of stock, then you need to make a research whether these product pages receive traffic, have backlinks, or have rankings. If this is the case, you don't want to lose this SEO juice. So transfer it to other relevant pages. Set a 301 redirection, and then remove those product pages both from sitemap and from your website. But if this is not the case, then set a 410 HTTP status and again remove them from sitemap and from your products feed. You should also do an internal audit to make sure that there are no internal links that point to these removed product pages. You may in the past have written blog posts or promotional material around these removed product pages. So again, you need to clear all the reference around them and replace them, if possible, with relevant ones and fresh ones. Scenario number 2 is the products to be temporarily out of stock. And in this case, the most important part is the user experience. You should set clear indications that this product will be back in stock in the future. Add also a proper schema markup to let search engines know the current availability of the product. And of course, you should change that when the product is back in stock. Perfect. You need also to craft a good internal linking strategy that will link other related products in this out-of-stock product page, because you don't want your user shop from your competitor. You need to keep him in your website. And also give him the option to give you your email, so he can get a notification when this product is back in stock. Keep it in sitemap. I think that this is clear, because this product will be live again. We'll have it so we can shop it in the future. But in case that this product will be back in 1 month or 2 months, consider of eliminating the internal links to this product, because it may cause bad user experience. Another headache here, products with multiple variations. So let's say that we have a t-shirt that comes in 20 different colors. Consider of consolidating these product variations under one product entry instead of listing them separately, because this will reduce the URLs that you have in your website, and it will help you to the indexing phase. Speaking of indexing, when we talk about product variations, the heaviest part here is the duplicates. So we still have the t-shirt in 20 different colors. We will make research and find out which of the product variation, which color has the most traffic, has the biggest amount of backlinks, or makes me more money. And I will take this product variation and I will add it as a canonical tag to all the other product variations. And of course, I will add only this one in sitemap. I will also add a proper schema markup to let search engines know the relationship between all the different colors of my product. And I will keep an eye on them, and I will audit, I will review their performance now and then, because a product variation that used to have a significant amount of traffic may not have traffic right now. So in that case, I will consider of redirecting them or consolidating them in other more popular product variations. Search result pages. Well, search result pages are dynamically generated, and they may cause issues with thin content, user experience, and indexation. So in that case, consider of not adding them in sitemap. However, you may have search result pages with unique and valuable content that your users find useful. So in that case, you may consider adding them in sitemap. In general, search result pages, they should not be indexed. But first of all, before we decide what we're going to do with them, let's make a research. Let's open Google Analytics and find for pages, for search result pages that make you money. If there are such pages, and they are making 1 to 2% of the total organic revenue, so add an index tag and give your focus and your effort on other standard important pages. But if they're making a revenue higher of 2%, we are talking about organic revenue, then you might have content quality issues with your product pages or crawlability issues with standard pages and taxonomy. There is also the unlikely event that you have search result pages that receive significant amount of traffic, of money, and make many, many conversions. So in that case, you may need them indexed, and you need to sit down and come up with a custom solution on how you're going to handle them. Well, video sitemaps. If you don't have videos, product videos in your e-commerce business nowadays, you are leaving money on the table. So we want to treat video sitemaps properly so they can be indexed from search engines. First of all, make sure that you are not blocking them from robots.txt file. Also, if you have videos from 2012 and that they no longer serve your user, consider of removing them both from site and from sitemap and update them with fresh videos. Also make sure that you include all the relevant metadata inside the video sitemap, talking about the URL of the thumbnail, the title and the description of the video. Errors. Here we're going to talk about the errors that Google Search Console reports. Favorite one, 404 pages. So if Google Search Console has reported 404 pages inside your sitemap, make a revenue, make sure that these pages worth to redirect them, and if they not, remove them from sitemap and Google will do the rest. Redirected pages, make sure that the redirection works correctly and then remove them from your sitemap. If you also have server issues, then follow Google's guidelines on how to audit your server and start doing fixes. And keep an eye on this list of the URLs that are reported with 5xx errors decreasing. Also, you need, if Google Search Console has reported soft 404 pages, you need also to review them because they might be important pages to you. They might be thin content pages, so you can enrich them and act accordingly so you can prepare them for indexing. And I made it on time to the end. So here is the list of the things that I'm looking whenever I need to optimize a large sitemap. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you.